It is time for another silver lining. And Sandy, this one is important because it involves children, and it's about giving them family structure at a time when they probably don't have it.
Absolutely, Joe. So important. Thank you. All of Crest, of course, has been in our Coachella Valley for quite a while, and they really do help families. They help children in need. They help women in need. There is so much that they have been able to accomplish while they've been in our valley. But their silver lining was that even during the pandemic, they did not skip a beat. They were able to still help families in need, and they were able to continue with some fundraising, which so many nonprofits were not able to do. So they are so grateful to everyone in our valley for really stepping up and continuing to help during this horrible pandemic.
Well, we are grateful for the work they do. Let's take a look.
2020 was such a challenging year, but there were still a few great accomplishments. And it turns out that the response to crucial nonprofits like our local Olive Crest chapter, who helped troubled families in our valley, was actually very impressive. Many children throughout our region were able to experience the miracle of a safe and loving home, many for the very first time, thanks to the loving staff and volunteers at Olive Crest. Joining us now to talk about their successful Wraparound program and all of their programs for families and its much expected expansion in 2021 are Tracy Fitzsimmons and Annabelle Godoy. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for joining us. And, you know, we know that nonprofits did, of course, suffer, as so many of us suffered in 2020, but moving forward, we're looking towards better days. However, I know that Olive Crest did have some good news in 2020, so share that with us.
Yes, thank you. Actually, we were able to serve last year over 2,200 children throughout Riverside County, and one of every 4 of those was right here in our Coachella Valley. So even though the numbers of child abuse reports actually trended down throughout last year because all of our mandated reporters were at home, meaning our teachers and our daycare providers, our numbers never trailed.
To be able to continue your outreach, Annabelle, it must have seemed nothing short of a miracle.
Right, absolutely. I think the miracle was just how the support from the community and all the teams coming together and making sure that they were still available and accessible to families, whether it's in person and even with the limitations with COVID, you know, going to those virtual platforms and still being able to provide services in any creative way we could to families here in the Coachella Valley. It's basically a team of wraparound, you know, providers composed of a facilitator who's that coordinator and who brings everybody together at the table to talk about some of the challenges a family is facing and what kind of needs they need to support them, you know, and provide that support. We also have a behavioral specialist that works one-on-one with the child, who's the identified client that was referred to the wraparound process. And then we have a parent partner who walks along, you know, with those parents and partnering them in their journey to provide that support to them as well, whether it's with any resourcing, you know, parenting techniques, advice, support. And then we also have the support of our clinician, you know, amongst every team, which is such a blessing because they're there to support all those mental health needs and provide that therapeutic support. And that's why Wraparound is so successful, because it's so different from all the other services that we see, you know, that come through child welfare and the community. Wraparound really meets the family where they're at and allows them to have a voice in their own process.
Tracy, of course, these services are offered free to your clients.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
a crucial part of the program, too, because so many people right now are suffering financially. So tell me how they can take advantage of some of these really crucial programs.
Well, families would be referred by the county through for Wraparound, but we also have a preventative program where for families that are experiencing a temporary crisis that's similar to that, they're not in the child welfare system, but maybe they're on the edge. So that program is called Safe Families. And we have a hotline for that. If families are experiencing temporary crisis, you can call 800-550-CHILD. And then it's extension 1234. And we can be right there to help the family.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.